Okay, so that ferry took 20 minutes. I probably should have filmed something from the ferry, but yeah, didn't. So here I am again. Now I have a little drive to the next ferry, and then some more kilometers, and then the next ferry. So this is normal in North Norway. There's a lot of ferries. You can see the sun has gone down, so light is fading, but still have a few minutes left with light. The time is now 17:26, so it's not long before it's completely dark here. As I said, today is 20th of February, and so the days are very short still. This is not this part of North Norway. As I said, we are now south of the Arctic Circle, so this part of North Norway does not have the midnight sun, which means that they do not have the phenomena where the sun never sets in the summer. So the sun will set for a few hours in the summertime here, but it will still be light, so you can probably read a book, you know, at 2 o'clock in the morning. So it will still be, it will not be really dark. It will be light, but there will be no direct sunshine. Maybe like now, in the middle of summer, when the sun has set, it will be probably like now. You can see there is a light in the horizon, but the sun is not up. And then it just takes a few hours, and then the sun rises again. So now we're driving along the coast, and most of this road, road number 17, the coastal highway, is actually along the coast. So there's very beautiful scenery to be seen. I don't know how much scenery you can actually see, because my camera is set up pointing straight in front of the car, but to the left I have beautiful scenery overlooking the sea and the islands outside here. So but this is what I meant with this video. It was to show you what you see when you drive. So this is the view through my windscreen. So well, some of the view. Of course, I see a lot more than the camera sees, but anyway, you get a idea of what you can see here. Today I would say is a pretty normal winter day. Some clouds, some blue sky, fairly nice weather. Of course, it can also be really, really bad here. I mean, the winds, you know, you can have winds here that are up to 50 seconds, 50 meters per second, or like, I don't know how much that is, but maybe like 150 kilometers an hour in the gusts. So the winds can go really, really hard here. But that's normal for any coastal region, I think, in the world. You get more wind than in the inland. The water here, the seawater here in North Norway, doesn't really get warm in the summer. I mean, I remember as a kid we used to swim in the sea, but you know, it was so cold that it felt like the water grabbed you and squeezed you when you put your foot in it. And so where I grew up outside Tromsø, maybe, you know, in a good summer, maybe the water would be like 12 degrees, but it wasn't unusual that the water was like 7, 8 degrees Celsius. So pretty much freezing. I guess here in Nordland you can probably get a little warmer, probably like 15-16 degrees here along the coast, maybe a little bit warmer inside the fjords. But yeah, it's not really warm. But then again, in the winter the water doesn't freeze here, the sea doesn't freeze. The harbors and the waters here in North Norway are always free of ice. Even, it doesn't matter how long and cold the winter is, the seawater doesn't freeze. Of course, if you come far enough into the fjords, then you can find parts that are frozen. But that's more because of the fresh water that comes from the rivers that will freeze on top of the salt water. But in the coast, the water never freezes. This is also actually part of the reason why, you know, the coast of Norway was so important for the Germans during the war, because, you know, it was ice free, so all the harbors were free. So that's the one big reason, because a reason for them taking the city of Narvik in North Norway in 1940, because that was an ice-free harbor that could ship out iron ore from Sweden. Yeah, little fact there. So the trucker's life in Norway is it's quite pleasant. It's of course there are long stretches. Norway is a very long country. If you drive from the southernmost tip of Norway and you drive all the way up to Finnmark in the far north, yeah, I think you drive, the road stretch will be almost 2,500 kilometers. So it's a very, very long drive. So actually, it's said that if you stand in the south of Norway and you tip the map around, the northern tip of Norway will reach to Rome. So, you know, so the distance in Norway is actually, you know, the distance from south of Norway to north of Norway is actually shorter than the distance from south Norway to Rome in Italy. So Norway is a very, very stretched country. I don't know. Yeah, there's the signal about the center line again, which I have to switch off every time I stop. It's really annoying. I think I will have the workshop switch it off permanently, because I really never can use it here in North Norway, or in Norway anyway. Maybe in the south on the motorways, maybe we can use it, but you know, it doesn't matter then, really, after all. So I will continue to film a little bit longer, but it's not so much longer before the light will be gone. And but now actually you see this light that is now, this is the twilight that I was talking about, that you can see in North Norway in the winter time. In the parts north of the Arctic Circle, this light is what you will see in the middle of the day. At 12 o'clock in the middle of the day, this is the light you will see. It will never get more light than this. Actually, maybe even a little bit darker than this. So for someone who is not used to that, that is quite strange to see. Actually, in North Norway they have, you can actually get prescription for light therapy, because a lot of people in the north of Norway get depressed in the winter time because they don't get enough sunlight. That's actually like a physical reaction to the lack of light. And then you can get a prescription for sunlight treatment, which means that you're lying under a lamp basically to receive sunlight. Yeah, so and I understand that a lot, because I used to live in North Norway. I don't now, and I love North Norway, but I wouldn't be living there, because you know the dark is just too much. of course you get it back in the summer, you know, when you have sunlight 24 hours. I mean, of course you don't have sunlight 24 hours because sometimes it's cloudy and sometimes it's rainy, but you get the idea. If it's clear weather, the sun is shining 24 hours. And this is very, very nice. And so the people of North Norway in the summertime, they sleep very little because, you know, it's you know, try to sleep when it's sunny outside, you know, and then you sleep for a few hours and you wake up and it's, you know, it's still light outside, and it doesn't matter if you sleep at night or you sleep at day, because, you know, it's always light anyway. And so the kids in North Norway, they are up playing in the summertime all at any hour of the day. So and this is something I really remember from my childhood, that we used to go out in the middle of the night in the summer to play with other kids. And the most fun it was if we could get out without our parents noticing. Then it was really fun. So and also what we have in North Norway, what North Norway is mainly known for in Norway is the fishing. We have amazing fishing here. These Arctic waters are very nutrient, so they're full of fish and a lot of wildlife. We have whales, we have dolphins, yeah, we have lots of seals, many creatures that live in the ocean that thrive here, and also a lot of fish. So it's very easy to get fish here in Norway. We used to have a saying when I was a kid that okay, in North Norway you put on the potatoes and then you go and get the fish, because that's how long it takes. So I don't know if it's like that anymore, but it's very easy to get fish in Norway. And the most common fish here is cod, and it can get really big. Yeah, so many people come to North Norway to fish, so that's also a big part of the experience in North Norway. You know, if you come to North Norway, you have to go fishing, because the fishing is amazing. And that's also one of the nicest, some of the nicest memories I have from my childhood in North Norway. That almost every day we used to go in the boat and go fishing. Because I'm so old, when I was young, we didn't use life vests. You know, we just went fishing. So me and my little sister, when we were like, maybe I was like 8 and she was like 6, and then we would just go in the boat and go fishing, and we could stay out for hours and come home with a boat full of fish. Of course, today no one in Norway would let their kids go out. I don't think they would let their kids out at that age, even with the life vest. But yeah, different times. But that was really nice childhood memory, to go fishing, and also to go hiking in the mountains. That's also something that most Norwegians really like. It's going hiking in the nature, skiing in the winter, and just walking in the mountains in the summer. Is something that I would say most Norwegians do that. I think fewer now than when I was a kid, but still it's very mainstream to go walking and hiking in the nature. And of course we have a beautiful nature, so it's very easy to go out and enjoy it. And also many people in Norway, I think actually most people, have access to a cabin, because we have the house that we live in, but also most people also have a cabin that they use in the summer or winter. And this cabin is often of a quite rustic nature, you know, with many don't have electricity or water. So it's, you know, basically going back to nature. Yeah, so yeah, the cavemen and cave women of Norway who enjoy that. So yeah, we like nature in Norway. Sometimes when I pick up hitchhikers and they ask, you know, yeah, but how do the people of Norway, how do they feel about tourists? Because we have a lot of tourists here, and as you probably have understood, Norwegians are very proud of their country. I'm very proud, and I understand that it can be interpreted as bragging, and I'm sorry for that. I really don't mean to brag, but we are proud of our nation, and we are proud of our country and our scenery, and so we like to welcome people here. We like to show it to tourists.
Ta färgen.
Yeah, so we welcome people from all over the world to come and visit us and see our beautiful country. So I'm closing to the next ferry that I'm gonna take. I think probably after this ferry I'm gonna switch off the video, maybe turn it on again tomorrow, because I think after this ferry it will be quite dark and it will be very little to see anyway then. So but I hope you have had some joy looking at this video. Thank you for riding along with me on this trip, and I think I will probably post some more videos like this in the time that comes. So here we have a beautiful church. This is a very typical shape of church in Norway, and beautiful situated here along the coast. So even though I can tell you this as a little story. Even though I'm not religious, I actually go to church because most Norwegians are very fond of the traditions, and going to church is a tradition in Norway. So even though I'm not religious, I have joy from going to church and listening to the message. Yeah. So that's something that many Norwegians do. Even though we are not religious, we do go to church. And even when my children were small, I used to read to them.
Etter 400 meter, ta fergen.
I used to read to them from the Bible, because as I said, I'm not religious, but I don't mind if they got religious. So so I wanted to give them that opportunity to learn about the Christian message, so they're, and we also in the schools in Norway they also are taught about different religions. Norwegians have quite a lot of information about all types of religions, but still most of them are not religious. But we are very tolerant, I think, towards other people's religions, and yeah. For me personally, I think that it doesn't matter for me if a person is Christian or Muslim or Buddhist or Hinduist or anything. The thing that matters for me is that the person is trying to be a good person. That is the most important for the world, I think. And so for me, a good man is a good man, no matter what religion he has, or if he doesn't have a religion. That's for me, that is subordinate. Doesn't matter. Okay, so that was a little digression. Okay, thank you so much for joining me on this trip, and maybe I'll see you later sometime. Bye bye.